Good day and welcome back. It's good to have you. My name is Michelle. I am a certified aromatherapist and I'm coming at you from N8 Essentials. N8 Essentials is a company that is dedicated and committed to equipping you and empowering you to use aromatherapy in your home. What I really like about N8 Essentials is that they are carrying essential oils that are all USDA certified organic. And what that means to me as an aromatherapist is that I don't have to ask the questions of where it came from, how it was processed, and if it has good quality, because it's USDA certified organic. So that gives me peace of mind, and then I feel really good about sharing that with you. So together, we come together every week where we do one project at a time, one drop at a time, so that we can learn how to be effective aromatherapists in our own home. And so I'm glad to be here with you today, and we're going to talk about essential oils in the bathroom, in the bath actually today. So I just want to, before we get started, let you know that you probably see it, but there's a shop now button. If there's any product that you see today that you don't have in your home and you want to start gathering those supplies for our weekly meetings, today's the day to order that. We are in the beginning of March, and that means we have a special. So I want to share that with you. This is March 18th is the code, and I'm going to talk a little bit louder. I know my audio might be a little light today, and we will definitely get that working as soon as possible. But it's going to say March 18th, and that's a capital M. For this month, in the month of March, your special is spend $100, get $25 back. I'm very happy to share this special with you, and just know that you can use it one time this month. So make sure that you gather up all the essential oils that you need, and you can spend $100 and get $25 back. And I'm really looking forward to showing you today that essential oils are really not that expensive. It's really just sometimes we don't really see all the value in the small bottles. So hopefully we'll be able to share that with you today. So the very first thing we do is make sure everyone has their notepad and pen so that we can talk about the supplies that you're going to need if you don't already have those. And we are going to be using a favorite, which is frankincense oil, the king of the essential oils. We are going to be using fennel, which is one of my favorites. So grab your fennel. We are going to be using clary sage. And that also is a powerhouse essential oil. Actually, who am I kidding? They're all kind of powerhouses in their own way. So that's really great. And then we also have patchouli, which is a favorite for perfumers and people who really like grounded, woodsy oils. That's really a good one. And see if I forgot one. I have not. Actually, later we might actually use ylang-ylang. So I'll show you how to put that in there too. We also need a carrier oil today if you have yours with you. If not, you can use sweet almond oil, olive oil, and actually N8's body wash is a great carrier oil for the bath. You are not actually going to, it doesn't make a real big sudsy bubble bath, but it actually is pretty good once you agitate it. So that would be a good carrier oil to get. We are going to need a little vial, a little 1 ounce vial. We don't really actually need to make that much, and I actually think I need to get another one of these for you. For the men, I only brought one today. So these are our supplies that we're going to use, and let's get started using them in the bath. I would not be being a responsible aromatherapist, and N8 would not be doing what they're committed to, and that is empowering you with education if we didn't share with you that there's some essential oils that actually don't belong in your bathtub. And I'm going to give you a list of those, and if you have a pen, I hope you can write this down, and if I don't leave it up there long enough for you, I'm hoping that you'll be able to press pause and go back and see that later. I'd really like you to write these essential oils down. There's a caution. Now, I prefer you not to use these essential oils. I mean, lemongrass is okay in very, very small amounts, but I would prefer you not to even use the peppermint in the bath. But we all know that that's a favorite thing at Christmas. And also I see them in the stores all the time. But the difference is those could be fragrance oils and not essential oils. So when we're talking about essential oils, it would be preferable for you not to use peppermint, but if you're going to, it has to be highly diluted in order for it to be safe. And bergamot is one of the ones that I would never use in a bathtub. The reason is that if you're not an aromatherapist, and or you actually, you don't have to be an aromatherapist, if you haven't done a lot of reading on essential oils, you wouldn't know that there's two kinds of bergamot, and you want to make sure you use the right one. Also, there are hot oils. For those of you who know what that means, these are oils that could cause a skin reaction. They can actually burn when they're on the skin, so you definitely don't want to be using clove, cinnamon, oregano, or thyme, or basil, or marjoram while in the bath. Now, I'm only talking about using this if you are not pregnant and if you are not a child. That's the only way we're using them in the bath today. The blends that I'm making today the blends that I'm making today, if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, you should consult a healthcare professional to let you know if any of these essential oils are okay in the bathtub. So again, we have bergamot, clove, cinnamon, oregano, thyme, basil, marjoram, and rosemary. Now, rosemary is interesting because, of course, you could use that very, very little, but it's actually a stimulating essential oil. So really, that's not what we're looking for typically in a bath. So just to stay away from that one too. So I hope I've left that up there long enough for you. And I'm going to set that down and just email Innate Essentials if you need a copy of that. Also, we're going to put this into the 1 ounce vials, and which once it's in the 1 ounce vials, you could use it as a massage oil too. So that would be really great. So let's get started, and let's talk about making the blend. You have your handy dandy little glass bowl, I hope, because we're using them fairly weekly. I'm going to use an essential oil little flask. And again, like I've showed you before, we're going to put in some essential oil in it to start before we drop, I'm sorry, I meant carrier oil, before we drop essential oils in there. So we're going to start with our frankincense. And I'm so glad to be using this today. This is the king of oils, as they say. And a lot of people think that if you don't spend, $70 to $100 on a bottle of frankincense, that it's no good. But the fact is that there are different species of frankincense. They're not all the same, and some species cost less to harvest than the other species. Now, the species that we have here is Boswellia serrata, or serrata. We don't like to argue over the way we say things because we just want you to be comfortable using essential oils. But this particular essential oil is not as hard to harvest as the other species. It's actually much lighter, and it's less resinous, so its aromatic profile is not as good as the other species. But that doesn't mean that it's awful and that you can't use it and that it doesn't have therapeutic properties, because it does. So this is a great essential oil to put in your bath. It actually will still have the same therapeutic effect as the other frankincenses. It just won't cost you a lot. In fact, this bottle is $20. And most people, unless you have like a really, really good nose, you might actually even like this scent. I've heard a lot of people prefer this scent over the other species. So don't be afraid to buy the Innate Essentials frankincense because it's not $100. Now, if you're going to buy it somewhere else, I would make sure that I look at the species. So we're going to use our frankincense, and what we're going to do for the she oil is we are going to put in 2 drops. We only need 2. Isn't that amazing? Because we're making 1 ounce. Then we're going to use fennel, which is one of my favorite essential oils. I know you know about fennel. We see it in the grocery store. You've heard about the herb and the teas, and that it really helps aid in digestion. So when you open a bottle of fennel essential oil, you actually can truly smell that you feel like you're nourishing your digestive system. But it's just a wonderful smell. It's going to be great in the bath, and we're going to drop in the fennel. We're going to drop in 3 drops. Now we're keeping this dilution really light. And these are for new novice essential oil users. We don't want you to think that you can't go do your own reading and your own education. We're just here to have fun with you and help you get started. So we're also going to use clary sage, which is a woman's favorite. It's a woman's must-have. It is so great at helping women at different times of the month, and as their hormones are going up and down. It's a very grounding essential oil. So we're definitely, it's a great essential oil for the bath. Again, you do not want to use this as this blend if you are pregnant. Clary sage is not an essential oil that you should be using when you're pregnant. So we have just blended. How simple is that? And that is going to be marvelous in the bathtub. Now I have used sweet almond oil, and the carrier oil here is olive oil, so you can mix your carrier oils, and we are going to pour it in. If you had your handy dandy flask from ordering last week, now would be the time to put it in, and we're going to drop it. And you can see that I just left it a little bit up there. We'll put, and you just want to fill the essential oil up to the shoulder here. Put the lid back on. If you have different carrier oils, you can actually, you can't see it on the camera, but you can see the 2 oils, and we're just going to shake it up a little bit. And there you have made yourself a woman's lighter, slightly floral bath for the ladies. It's wonderful. And you know, this looks like a little bit of essential oil, a little bit, but it's actually a lot. So I'm going to show you how to use it a bath in a moment, because now we're going to make the men's blend. So have your paper, because we're going to use different essential oils. This time we're going to use fennel, but we're going to use frankincense with patchouli. And patchouli is really wonderful. It's not my favorite scent, but it's most everyone's real great grounding favorite oil. Not that my opinion counts. Sorry about that. Probably shouldn't put my own opinion in there. Anyway, we're going to put a little bit of carrier oil on the bottom. Great. And we're going to do 2 drops of patchouli, just 2. That's it. 2 drops. Okay. And we're going to do 2 drops of frankincense, which is wonderful. Oop, I did 3. Don't have to start over. It's okay. I've made the dilutions so small, like 1 and 2% or even lower, so that if you make a mistake of a couple more drops, you're going to be just fine. Just you don't want to dump the whole bottle in. You're not using milliliters. You're not using teaspoons. You're using drops. That's super important. And then we're going to use fennel, and we're going to do 4 drops of fennel. Great. So we've only used a small amount of essential oil, and then we're going to take our carrier oil and go ahead and fill that baby up. Now, if you are just using this once for the bath, just for the moment, you could literally just use this little glass and just dump it into the bath water. However, it is possible that this can last for a while. There are a couple of ways to use this in the bathtub. One way, and we have a little pop top here. One way is that after you start, did you see that squirt out? After you actually start the bathtub and it's flowing down and in there, you want to put this right into the water so that it agitates it. And you could literally just use a little bit of it. It's just until you get the aromatic effect that you're looking for. The other thing that you could do is actually put it on your body, because it's already diluted, but you don't want to put it on the bottom of your feet, and you really only want to put it probably from your thigh down to your calf. You don't want to slip in the bathtub, so just put it on the front, and then you want to put it on your arms, or on your stomach is a great place to put it. And when you do that, if you think about it, you really don't need much at all. It will just be really great for your body. I love actual carrier oils. because I just feel like they're just much more nourishing to the skin for me, and my age probably. But again, if you don't like this feeling when you get into the bathtub, you can run this under the water, or you could also use your naked body wash and then agitate the water and go in and enjoy a nice relaxing bath. What is wonderful about this is that you have a nice base bath. However, if you want to make it a little more sensual, because you can actually use ylang ylang. And ylang ylang is a wonderful essential oil. It's very sensual. Some people call it an aphrodisiac, the aromatic profile of it. So you just need to put a couple of drops in there, and you can adjust it, and you might really enjoy that. I really want to show you something about essential oils, but before I do, I want to show you something really cute for the bathroom. And we're going to use a spray bottle for this. So I hope you have a spray bottle. I know that you can find these very easy. We are going to make a spray for the bath. And you can keep this spray in your purse, or you can actually just keep it in your bathroom for your guest, instead of using those plug-ins or the aerosols that just, you can really like feel all of the chemicals coming into your airways. This is a great way for you to mask an odor in the bathroom, and you can carry it in your purse if you have to go to the bathroom when you're out that way. So I'm going to show you how with just a little bit of water you can do this, but you could also use vegetable glycerin or aloe vera, but really water will be okay. So what we would do is we would take the essential oil that we had already dropped. You can really use any essential oil that you like the smell of, but for our purposes, we want to use, let's use fennel. Fennel is always nice to have. So we're going to drop some drops in there, and what's great is we're not using this topically, we're not using it aromatically, we're not physically putting our bodies into the water that we're putting this in, it's going into the toilet. So you actually, you can be a little bit more generous with this blend. So we're actually going to use 6 drops, and you can use the smell that you want. Like if you want lemon, use lemon. If you want tea tree, use tea tree. This is really your preference, and we're just going to put like 18 drops in. And when we do that, then we're going to take our handy dandy funnel, and it doesn't matter that there's some carrier oil on here, because again, we're actually putting this in the water. And we have actually made a bathroom spray, like a deodorizer, a refresher. But guess what you're going to do with this? You could literally, when you go to the restroom, this is the toilet, we're going to spray it into the toilet. And what happens? What have we learned? How does essential oil interact with water? It doesn't. So all of the essential oil sits on top of the water, and when anything hits it, it releases the aromatic molecules, and the aroma goes up into the bathroom. So that's a little trick that I hope that you like and that you can use, and I'd love to hear your feedback on it, because it's something kind of funny, I think, too. So I do want to show you something. A lot of people think that a little bottle is expensive, and essential oil might cost $10, it might cost $20, it might actually cost $50. And I think a lot of people don't understand how little essential oil you actually need and how long it lasts. So I just wanted to give you an indicator of what we made today and what it means, although you're really an oil person when you start getting oil drops. So sorry about that. But I really want to show this to you. I'm going to come up actually. Let me come on up. There we go. I would like to show you today. I hope you can see that. So let's talk about how much it actually costs to make our bath. Our frankincense was 10 cents a drop. Our fennel was 15, and our clary sage was 20. So we literally only spent $1.25 for our blend. And on the men's blend, it cost us only $1.10. So for $1.25, you were able, you only had to use 3 drops of frankincense. And in these 15 ml bottles are like 280 to 287 drops. Do you know how many uses that is? There are so many ways to use these essential oils. So these bottles actually last a lot longer than you think. And this, for the bath, this could last for 2 to 3 baths, depending on how much you wanted. You wouldn't really need to put this whole thing in on one bath. So really, I just want to let you know and encourage you that you really should bring the oils into your home. They'll be there when you need them. If you don't use them a lot and there's only one of you, you can keep them in your refrigerator in the back in the dark. They stay really well. So I just really want to encourage people to have these essential oils in their homes so that we can do all these fun projects every week and help you learn and get to do something that I really enjoy. So I just really thank you tuning in every week, and I'm just glad to be here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week when we talk about using essential oils in the kitchen. Again, there's a shop now button. I would encourage you definitely to get the frankincense. If you don't have the carrier oils yet, please go ahead and shop now for those. Patchouli is so wonderful. Clary sage. All you women out there that don't have clary sage, please get it. It is so good for the muscular system. It is just beneficial in supporting the muscular system. It's very supportive for women, and it's just one of those really great oils to have. So again, the special this month is March 18th. You spend $100 and you will get $25 credit, which is amazing. You'll get $25 back. So really you'll spend $75. Order from NA. It's really great that you can be a preferred customer and just order these organic essential oils, USDA certified. And it's $25 to actually become a preferred customer. And that's it, that one-time fee, and you never have to pay it again, and you'll get wholesale prices, which is 25% off. So go ahead, that's basically getting your preferred membership for free. And we're gonna look forward to joining our N8 community weekly. We're just so happy to have all of you, and we thank you for tuning in. And again, we'll just do one project at a time and one drop at a time. Together, we'll all learn about essential oils. Thank you so much for letting me come into your home today, and I look forward to seeing you next week when we talk about essential oils in the kitchen. Thank you.